Yo, what's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here on Saturday, June 29th, man. Money making Saturday. Got a full schedule of Major League Baseball, of course, as we're in the dog days of summer, but we got two WNBA games as well. And some UFC out there today. Plenty of things going on. Um, y'all know what we're doing here today, though. We're trying to find some value and attack Major League Baseball, and then we'll talk a couple of those WNBA games. But I got a good crew of guys here with me today. Ruffalo, what's happening, my man?
Not much, Jay. Yeah, like you said, great card today. Looking forward to talking to some baseball, and you and I just did the WNBA and got a great UFC card tonight as well. One of my favorite cards, I think, of the year so far. It's not going to match UFC 300, but I think it's going to be pretty close. I'm looking forward to the main event.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Tony T, how you doing today, sir?
Doing all right. I come off a 2-2 day, but the underdog Padres put me in the plus yesterday, and interesting pitching matchups. And I'm going to see actually Skeens and going into Atlanta. That should be an interesting one.
Yes, sir. Yes, it shall be. Big Al McMorty, how you doing, sir?
Oh, no complaints. I mean, I could complain about the San Antonio Spurs, but I'm trying to get over that. But yeah, the games have treated me fairly well lately. 2-0 yesterday with the Atlanta Dream and the Atlanta Braves, and 50 and 25 last 75. So we'll just try to keep it going on this Saturday. It looks to be a big card. I've got 4 games over at Pick Dogs right now, spread across football, baseball, and basketball. I'm sorry, not football, baseball, basketball, and yes, football, Canadian football.
There you go. There you go. David, how you doing, sir?
I'm good. It's been a rough couple of days for me, not just with my picks, but my internet went out, so I was battling Spectrum. I know you know all about the internet battles. I was battling Spectrum, finally got up and going. My Pistons decided to not address their shooting with their first pick, so it's an uphill battle here, but we're making it.
Who did you want, David, Detroit to draft?
See, well, that's the thing, is I can't get on him too much because honestly, there wasn't a ton that I loved there, but I just thought the pick, like hard-nosed defensive player, not almost no threat from outside, is just not what we needed, and we did trade for Tim Hardaway. I guess we'll see how that goes, but yeah, say that very loosely, but I don't know, it is what it is. This franchise is in shambles, but I guess we did.
I mean, I thought you guys would take, Modest Buzelis there, and that's the guy I wanted us to take at number 8. So that's why I was disappointed that we, sold the pick to the T-Wolves. But I didn't know if you were looking at Buzelis and for your Pistons, and you were hoping to get him.
Yeah, I mean, it was him. There was a couple guys I wanted, but it was just loose, because there wasn't a ton of talent in this draft, but still, just with your first pick, when you have no outside shooting, to grab someone that has no outside shooting is interesting. I mean, the second guy they picked, he can shoot it a little bit, but still, it's a lot of unknown there. I don't know. I just think you got to get so much shooting on this team because they're just so bad from the outside. And in today's NBA, you can't compete like that.
Yeah, I thought Holland was a reach at number 5.
He's almost a clone, in my opinion, from what I've seen of Oscar Thompson. So it's like, why do we have 2 guys like that? Really good athletes, not much shooting. So we'll see. Hopefully there's a plan in place.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. A lot of interesting things happened in the draft. Of course, we'll talk about it probably throughout the show. Jovan, what's happening, brother? How you doing?
What's going on, Jay? How are you?
Doing good. Money making Saturday. Just trying to put the piece together. How about you?
Yeah, another baseball. This slate is kind of tricky as far as I'm concerned. So, gotta have to wade through the weeds with this one. But of course, we got the WNBA going, couple nice games. So, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, let's see what happens. For me, man, a lot of baseball the last couple of days. Whew, beat me up. I got to get back on track today. I got my guys with me, so always good talking it through with you fellas. Hopefully, y'all can put me on a couple winners. And, of course, WNBA. Like Jovan said, WNBA 2 games. We'll cook those up a little bit, talk about the WNBA. I'm enjoying WNBA action right now. I am. I ain't gonna lie. I'm enjoying it. But all right, fellas. Of course, we'll talk about plenty of things throughout the show, as you know we always do. But let's go ahead and get this day started, man. Let's go ahead and get the day started. We got some early action. Two teams out of it, but two teams, they got a game today. The Rockies and the White Sox. They going at it. We got the Cardinals and the Reds, and we got the Yankees and the Blue Jays. Interesting series that's going on there. Batting first, the franchise player, number 17, Chris Ruffalo.
Sure, you gotta do it right. Number 17 in your program, number 1 in your heart. That's how it's supposed to be announced. No, I'm kidding. Oh boy, yeah, that Colorado and Chicago matchup is yeesh. But I think if anything, I maybe take a shot on the Rockies just because Quantrill has been one of their better pitchers this season. He is familiar with this White Sox lineup from his time in Cleveland. But other than that, I'm probably not going anywhere near it. I'm going to go with the White Sox. Not the White Sox. I'm still looking at the same game. I'm going to go with the Cardinals on the run line against the Reds. Sonny Gray's just been outstanding at home. And I think the Cardinals just a better team here. And, I know the Reds have a great run line record on the road. But this Cardinals team has been a different team since, that disappointing start to the year. They realized last year was a disappointment as well. So to get up over 500, I think is a big accomplishment for this team. And I think they're going to keep it rolling here. Run line cover. I am taking the over 8 in Yankees Blue Jays. I think both starters get hit hard in this one.
Jay, we're on mute. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll look at the Rockies in this spot here against the White Sox. Rockies have hit the ball well against the American League, 253, 4.5 runs a game. I just can't trust the White Sox bats, and I'll back Quantrill in this one. White Sox 15 and 49 against right-handed starters this year, losing 26 units. Look at the Rockies. I'll take the big dog with the Reds here. I like the Reds hitting form right now. Their bullpen has been sharp. Cardinals has just not hit the ball well in these day games. This season, just 220 in their 34 day games. They're not been a very good favorite the past 2 seasons. So look at the Reds there. And I'll look at the Toronto Blue Jays in this spot. Cortez has been brutal on the road. ERA well over 5. And the team record behind him is in this price range, 1-7 behind him. I'll look at the Blue Jays in this one. And Marlins, we stopped there. No, Marlins, Phillies. We'll look at the under in that game. I went ahead of time. I went too much. Sorry.
It's all good. Big Al McMorty, what you thinking here?
The only game that interests me out of these would be the under. I'm going to go against my good friend Chris. I like the under of the Yankees Blue Jays game. Nestor Cortez's last 4 starts versus the Jays, they've all gone under. Chris Bassitt's last 3 starts versus the Yankees have gone under, and I like this game to be relatively low scoring as well.
Dave.
Yeah, I'm looking at the under in this Colorado Rockies Chicago White Sox game. I know the Rockies pitching staff is just a disaster, but like Chris said, Quantrill's been actually pretty serviceable. He's allowed 3 earned in his last 2 starts, but prior to that, he had 2 starts with no earned runs. He's been okay, and he faces a White Sox lineup that really doesn't pose much of a threat. And then Jonathan Cannon for the White Sox. I know he got lit up by the Tigers, which is something you don't really want to say if you're a pitcher, especially this year. But other than that, he's been very good in the month of June. And Colorado is not exactly tearing the cover off the ball. So I'll take the under there. And then I'm with Chris on the Cardinals run line. Sonny Gray at home has been outstanding. St. Louis is a completely different team than they were in the first month and a half of the season. And they're 23-17 at home. So they play well at Busch Stadium. So I'll take the Cardinals on their own line.
Jovan, what you thinking here?
Yeah, I'm on Colorado, but I'm a regulator to the first 5 innings. I don't want any part of the Rockies bullpen. They'll give something up and they'll crush your heart. So first 5 for me, Cal Quantrill should have a quality start against the White Sox, and at least have depends on what if you could get it plus 0.5, then take it. Otherwise, it'd be a money line play. But yeah, first 5 for sure. And I'm gonna roll with the Reds, but I'm gonna employ the run line. I usually don't do that with underdog. Actually, I never do it unless it's like a parlay or something like that. But it's just a situation where I don't like what I've seen out of St. Louis's bats, and I think it's gonna be a 1-run game regardless. So for me, it's Reds or nothing. I just can't. Even though Sonny Gray has been pitching well, I can't trust them to win by margin. So I'm on the Reds or on the run line plus 1.5.
I'm gonna take nasty Nestor in the Yankees today. We saw their offense get going later in that game yesterday. The Blue Jays, I'm just gonna say the same thing I've been saying about them for the last month. They're free falling, man. They're free falling, and I just don't like what I'm seeing from them, man. They won the first game of the series, but other than that, man, I think this team is heading in the wrong direction. And if I'm gonna play the Yanks, I'm gonna lay a run line. They've been one of the best teams on the run line all season long. I don't trust the Blue Jays bullpen. Bassett at home is, over the last couple seasons has been okay, but I'm not really in love with him right now. I'm gonna trust the Yankees bats. I'm gonna trust the Blue Jays to continue to do what they do, and that's lose baseball games. Give me the Yankees and and a small lean for me on the Rockies full game. This is probably a 50-50 series between these two teams, Rockies, White Sox. We saw the White Sox get it done yesterday. The Rockies probably come in and win this one. I know the White Sox have won back-to-back. That's kind of crazy, but expecting the White Sox to win 3 straight is something I really can't. Give me a Colorado and a small lean. Not really in love with this first slot of the day, though. Let's keep it rolling. We got the Marlins and the Phillies. We got the Cubs and the Brewers. And we got the Guardians and the Royals. Tony T, start us off here in this one.
All right, here we'll look here at the under here with the Phillies and the Marlins. Of course, the injuries here to Harper, Schwarber, and Realmuto huge here in the Phillies lineup. Miami's bats have been cold here over the past 7, and we've seen the Marlins going under in 26 of the first 39 games on the road. So we'll look under in that game. The next one, we'll look here at the Guardians and Royals. I'm going to take Cleveland. I've been burned by them the past 2 games. I'm going to come back with them. They've been hitting left-handers pretty well. We know their bullpen has been good this year on the road. We'll back Bybee in this spot here. He's been against winning. He's the team behind Bybee this year is 13-3, 21, and they're 21-10 against winning teams. So we'll look at Cleveland in that spot, and we'll look at the Brewers here. Don't want to back Justin Steele. just don't try. And of course, that Cubs bullpen with an ERA of 5.5. They've struggled hitting right-handers, struggled winning against right-handers. So we'll look at the Brewers in that spot.
There you go. Big Al McMorty. What you thinking here?
No, I'm just thinking of what Tony just said. I'll echo what he said, about the Guardians versus Southpaws. I mean, they're 17-5 this season versus lefty starters. Cole Reagans has a 5.40 ERA in his career as a starter versus Cleveland. And then, Bybee, on the other hand, 2.70 career ERA versus the Royals. So I agree with Tony. I like Cleveland there, but I actually do want to back Justin Steele in the Cubs-Brewers game. I know that the Cubs are 2-13, their last 15 with Steele on the mound. I know he hasn't won a decision since September 4th of last season, but he still has a 3.50 ERA and a 1.05 whip. So eventually he's going to break through and he's going to get a W. I just like the Cubs today. He's done exceptionally well versus the rival Brewers in his career starts. He's made 12 starts versus the Brewers, 2.08 ERA. So I think this is the day where he finally gets back into the win column. I'll take Steele.
There we go. David, what you think, man?
And my only thought on that Cubs game is I had them against San Francisco a couple nights ago, and they just absolutely collapsed. And it had me in my living room, just on the floor. Just couldn't believe it. So I'm staying away from that game right now. But looking at the Marlins and the Phillies, yeah, the Phillies have injuries, but the Marlins pitching staff has been terrible this year. They're going with Munoz, I think is how you say that name, but he's been awful. You look at his recent outings, 4 earned runs, 6 earned runs, actually a decent one. He didn't allow any against the Mets, but then he allowed 4 against the Guardians in 4 innings, 6 against the Dodgers. He's been horrible. He's given up a ton of hits. Despite the injuries, I like the Phillies to run away with this one. Nola's been pretty solid. In Philadelphia at home, 32-13. So I think the Phillies on the run line or the alternate run line -2.5 there. And then Cleveland and Kansas City. Yeah, Cleveland's rolling this year. They are fantastic. The Royals, only 5-6 games behind them, but they've struggled recently. You look at the Royals over the last 2 or 3 weeks. They just haven't consistently been able to put it together. They do have Reagans on the mound today, but I think we see a lower scoring game here. I know the total's at 7.5. I like both starting pitchers, and I think we can go below the 7.5.
There you go. Javon, what you think here?
Yeah, I'm actually on the other side. I'm on the Miami Marlins. Aaron Nola's been pitching a little bit too good for my liking. He usually gets blown up at some point. I think this might be a spot where he does get blown up. I know Munoz, he's not, the best pitcher in the world, but I think he'll battle out there. And, I do kind of expect a higher scoring game, winds blowing out to left center. So, I think it all aligns for it to be a high scoring game. And so I'm also on the over, but I think at the end we catch that plus money, So I'm on the Marlins in this one. I expect a big blow up spot for Aaron Nola.
Wouldn't surprise me at all, Javon. If you know Nola, this is the spot where he usually does give up the blow up. The spot where you usually don't see it, where it looks like an easy game, a nice win. Here he goes.
He hasn't been blown up all year, man. This is the time. It's June. It's well overdue.
I don't love the spot for the Marlins. I don't, on this extended road trip. But I'm gonna have to take that shot, man. I gotta take that shot, especially the Phillies. I just think they're slightly overpriced here too for the value. It's all on the Marlins with how banged up the Phillies are. We've seen the Marlins be semi-competitive recently. I told you I was this on the morning show, a couple days the other day. You just got to pick your spots with the Marlins. We know they're depleted. Their entire pitching staff is gone. Sandy, Luzardo's hurt now. Perez, Cabrera. So they got the B team in there. But they're going to win a couple games just because it's baseball. And you got to pick your spots because you're going to get a ton of value. Plus 215. I wouldn't be surprised if the Phillies fell flat here. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Against right-handers, you take them because against lefties, I think they're 3-20.
Fair enough. I'm gonna take Tony T said something that I resonate with hard too. I've been on them Guardians the last couple of days and went down with them, man. But I'm right there with you, Tony. I'm getting back on them. I'm back on them Guardians today too. It gotta be done. It gotta be done. I like Cole Raggins, but I think the Guardians get to him early and often here. Tanner Bybee, is he a great option? No, but the Guardians have backed him up in his starts. I'm just expecting a bounce back game here for the Guardians, and I think they, make this a series. Yes, the Royals have heated up here recently, winning 4 or 5. Have played well here at home, but I think the Guardians kind of make this a series and try to tie it up the next game. So give me and then when I like to play the Guardians because they're an offensive team, I usually lay a run line with them. We're getting plus 160 on that run line with the Guardians. They're an offensive team this year. I know we haven't been able to say that in years past, but that's the truth this year. Give me a Guardians run line. And I don't really like that Cubs-Brewers game. I don't back Justin Steele. I just don't. I fade him more often than not. But in all honesty, small lean for me on the Cubs, but I'm not betting it. So that's why I can't do it. What you think, Roof?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna lean towards the Brewers in that one. For me, the pitching matchup's a coin flip. Steele is the more tenured starter. He's got the better stuff, but Myers has been hot in his last 4 starts. And the reason why I'm looking at the Brewers is you have a team that's 19-9 against the division in the Brewers against a team that's 9-18 in the Cubs. So the Brewers have been taking care of business against division opponents. I think they take care of business here as well. I'm going with the over 8.5 in that Phillies Marlins game. Rodri Munoz has been nothing short of batting practice for opposing teams this season. If you look at his last few starts, I'm just trying to pull up the numbers here. His last 2 starts, he's given up 3 home runs in each. He's given up 12 home runs in his last 5 starts. Even with Schwarber and Harper missing for the Phillies, I think they can do enough damage to Munoz to chase him early and get some runs here. But, like a couple of guys have already said, it feels like Aaron Nola, we're just waiting for the other shoe to drop with him and to get hit at some point. He's given up 5 home runs in 3 starts against the Marlins last year. Gave up 4 earned runs in each of those 3 starts. So I'll take the over. And I'm going to go under in the first 5 and full game in that Royals-Guardians game. I disagree. I think you could actually make a strong case that Tanner Bybee's been the best starter the Guardians have had this year. They're 13-3 as a team in his 16 starts. He's pitching well home and away. But Cole Ragans, has been one of the better pitchers in Kansas City's rotation. I think it's just going to be a pitcher's duel here. I like the under first 5 and full game.
Here we go.
Real quick, I did misspeak with Aaron Nola. He did get blown up a couple starts ago against the Red Sox. Gave up I believe 8 runs. So he has got blown up, but I expect another blow up from him.
There you go. Next slide up, we got the Astros and the Grimace Mets. Hey, Ruffalo. I know you love them, but I ain't gonna lie. Last night I was loving them too.
What about you, man? There's something there.
There's something there. There is a little something there. We'll see if they return to 500 today, battling the Astros, who are trying to get back to 500 today. We got the A's and the Diamondbacks, and we have the Pirates and the Braves. Big Al McMorty.
Well, Houston's 7-game win streak was snapped last night. I like them to rebound this afternoon with Valdez. He's 2-0 in his career starts versus the Mets with a 1.13 ERA and a 0.81 WHIP. Tyler McGill, on the other hand, is not in good form, 7.10 ERA over his last 3 in his career starts versus the Astros, a 15.45 ERA. So I'll take Houston there. As far as the Buccos and the Braves, I like the under. Max Fried has gone under his last 3 and 10 of his last 12. Paul Skeens has gone under his last 3. Atlanta, since Ronald Acuna went down with injury, they're 16, 12, and 1 to the under. So I'll take us under the total.
Can I interest you in the first 5 under, or you really like the full game under better?
I understand the logic behind the first 5. Sure. Why not?
Just was asking.
I mean, it's with the Pirates bullpen, why not?
Yeah. Fair. David, what you think here, my man?
Yeah, in that Pirates-Braves game, I do think I'm with Big Al. I think we see low scoring, but I think it's worth a shot with Pittsburgh here sitting plus money on the road. I know they're below 500 on the road, but they're really not too bad. They're 20-22, and this Braves team, they've had their ups and downs this year. They don't really impress me. I know they're second in the NL East. They're 10 games above 500, but it just doesn't seem like the typical Braves team. I know they've dealt with some injury. I just think Pittsburgh with Skeens on the mound plus money, it's worth a shot. And then the only other play I really like here in this time frame would be the Mets team total. The New York has been absolutely ripping the cover off the ball. I know Valdez, when he's on, is really good. But right now, that team total's only sitting at 3.5. And you look at the recent games. I mean, they haven't scored. They've scored fewer than 4 runs in like 2 of their last 10 games, something like that. So just based off of recent performance and how the Mets are doing, I think that team total is worth a look.
Fair enough. Delvon, what you thinking in this slot, my man?
In this Atlanta Pittsburgh game, I see a pitcher's duel really. I don't want any parts of the bullpen of the Pirates bullpen.
Me either.
So that's. I mean, I wish it was 8 as opposed to 7.5 or 7, wherever it's at. But
That's a 7.5.
So that's the thing. So I think the better play would be first 5, and I actually do think that that there'll be a little bit of separation with the Braves in the later innings. So I'll back the Braves. As far as the price range is, it's just outside of my price range. But if I went and take them. I wouldn't take them, with on the run line, well, actually, no, I would just based on what the potential of the Pittsburgh bullpen. So yeah, I'll take them. I'll take them on the run line.
For me, I'm on that Pirates Braves first 5 under. That's where I'm at. Short sweet. I think Freed and Paul Skeens come out and both have solid outings. I'm not even gonna overcomplicate it. I've kind of hinted at it. I don't trust the bullpens at all for both teams. I would, if you asked me full game, I would go under. I would definitely go under 7.5 and just pray that the Pirates don't get blown up late in this baseball game like we know they can. But I'm kind of in that same headspace on what David was saying. I'm not necessarily afraid of the Braves as we have been in years past. Are they still a really good team? Of course. But are they oh my God, they might score 10 every, day right now? I don't think so. And I think Skeens will be just fine here on the road. So give me really a first 5 under and a full game under. Diamondbacks Athletics. Is that the other game I said? My guy Gallen is back, man. We ain't seen him in a minute.
Isn't it interesting that he's back and didn't go out in a rehab stint? I just find that very strange.
I know. Makes me a little nervous back on him first start out too, David. You kind of just hit the nail on the head, buddy. Makes me a little nervous taking him, especially laying -210 first start out.
But to be fair, this is a great opponent to come back against. I mean, Oakland has their days, but it's a good one to face when you're trying to get back into the swing of things.
Fair point. But if the A's bats look like they looked last night, give me an over in this game is what I'm going to take. I don't know if I really want to take the full shot on the A's. Small lean towards Oakland. Sears was open yesterday. I don't know if y'all, you know what I mean? I don't know if y'all went in there and got y'all some appliances, but I did. Shout out Sears, man. But today, I'm going to lean towards an over. I think Gallen, I love Gallen. I'm team Gallen. I wouldn't be surprised if Oakland kind of hit him around a little bit in his first start back. I wouldn't be surprised if Mr. Harris gave up a few runs either. So Diamondbacks probably win it, but the money line price is too far gone. And then I'm not really looking to lay a run line. So just really an over mainly for me in this one. Ruflo.
Yeah.
Wait. Sorry. One more. Astros, Mets. I'm still on the grimace, man. I'm still on the goddamn grimace, man. Grimace Mets. They hot. Stros on the road. The Stros just been too hot. I know Framber's been solid. I think McGill gonna be solid. I think this is gonna be a competitive game, and I'm gonna take the home team. Now,
I'll say this. I think for me, I think the Pirates are looking a little bit public doggy today. I think it's the Paul Skeens effect. But the thing is, and I keep going back to this, Paul Skeens can't score the runs for the Pirates either. I mean, at some point, the offense has to do its job. I mean, we saw last time out against the Rays. Skeens can pitch as well as he wants. 7 innings, a 1-run ball. The problem is the bullpen took over, gave up 2 runs in the 8th, and that was it. Not only was that a win for the Rays, it was a run line cover for the Rays. So it's one of those things where, yeah, the Braves aren't as intimidating offensively as they've been in past seasons, but this is a team that they don't necessarily need to be against because they can get to that bullpen. And if you compare the two side by side in the last 2 weeks, the Braves, best bullpen ERA in baseball at 2.08. The Pirates, third worst at 6.06. So for me, I gotta go Braves in that one. I do think first 5 under. I think I've seen a lot of people betting these like correct scores. I think you go with like a 0-0 correct score through the first 5. I could easily see a pitcher's duel through the first 5. That A's Diamondbacks game, I'm gonna go with the over as well. If I had to pick a side, I'd lean towards Arizona on the run line just because I think they get some get back after getting beat up last night. But you wonder if Zach Gallen's going to be on. What's that?
Did you go to Sears yesterday?
I did not. I didn't have my coupon. But I lost my train of thought now.
Sorry.
Oh, there you go. So even if Gallen's on a pitch count here, that means you have to turn the ball over to the Arizona bullpen, which is entirely possible here.
Montero walking out there today? Oh, yeah. I'm just going to smash.
Miguel Castro.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Something like Joe Mantiply, whatever. No, thank you. 6.23 ERA for the Diamondbacks pen out of the last 2 weeks. That's the Diamondbacks bullpen I'm used to seeing. That's the Diamondbacks bullpen that gives me the warm fuzzies. Mm-hmm. So give me the over in that one. Like I said, if I had to pick a side, it's Arizona run line, just because I don't trust the A's. And what's the last? Oh, Houston Mets. Give me the over there as well. 2 offenses that are crushing it right now. Valdez hasn't looked ace-like this season. And I think he can get hit by the Mets. But I think the Astros can get to Tyler McGill. I'm still pissed off at McGill about his last start. He got blown up. So give me the over there.
Tony T.
Yeah, Pirates, Braves. I like the under full game in this one. Skeens went 7 last start. We've seen Fried go deep in games. We look over his past 6 starts. He has an 8-inning stint. He has a 9-inning stint. I think he can go this deep in this game against this Pirates lineup, and both lineups are slumping. Over as well, and that Astros and Mets. These are 2 lineups that are just hitting the baseball very well. New York is really New York 14-7 to the over against left-handed starters this season. Let's go over in that game. Over on that Arizona Oakland game. Boy, the bullpen here for Arizona not doing well, but Arizona has hit left-handers pretty well this year. So we'll go over in that one as well.
There we go. All righty. Next slot up, we got the Padres and the Red Sox. Hashtag dirty water. Jovan, gotta ask you feeling a little Red Sox love yet? Or no?
What's the current price on the Red Sox game?
Minus 135 on the Red Sox, plus 115 on the Padres.
So it's going down considerably.
Yeah, because it was minus. I see open like minus 150.
Right. Yeah. Well, if that's the trend, I'm on the Red Sox.
The
price. Now the price is going to dictate it, because I looked at it earlier and it was outside my price range, and now I'm like, damn, this should have been a premium.
So
I'll give it out as a freemium.
So we got the Red Sox and the Padres. We got the Nationals and the Rays. And we have the Dodgers and the Giants. I think, David, this is your slot to start? I think this is your slot to start.
Yes, sir. All right, so looking at this Nationals-Rays game, I don't know what it is, but I love the Washington Nationals. I see them, and I love them. I root for them for God knows what reason. I really have no idea. But I like him here today. Jake Irvin's been okay. He's had a rough outing against Arizona 2 starts ago. But other than that, 4 out of his last 5 outings have been very strong. Savale for the Rays. If you're believing in this type of a trend, the good, bad, he's had 4 earned runs, 1 earned run.
That type of trend.
one earned run. So he's due for a bad one. If you go by his starts in June, he's had bad, good, bad, good. This Washington team can hit the ball a little bit when they're on. I mean, they're severely inconsistent. But I'm going to take a shot with the Nationals plus 115. And then looking at that Padres Red Sox game, I'm going to take the Padres. I know Michael King's coming off of a rough start, but he's been okay recently. Houck has actually been pretty solid as well. But San Diego hitting the cover off the ball right now. Won 4 in a row. I think they get 5 straight. And then the Dodgers, Giants. I don't have much an opinion there. Glasnow has been really good. It looks like the Giants are going with a bullpen game. But, I guess I would lean. Man, it's tough. Watching yesterday, I watched the last few innings of that game, and the Dodgers climbed back in it on that error by the center fielder by the Giants just for trying to give it away. But I think I would lean Dodgers minus 1.5, but it's just such a public play. I'll probably stay away.
Javon, your turn, my man. What you thinking here?
Yeah, I'm on the Red Sox. Yeah. So it's difficult only because the Padres are surging. 4-game winning streak, 8-1 their last 9. But listen, the fact of the matter is the Red Sox give Tanner Houck a lot of run support. A lot of times he doesn't need it, and they've won his last 7 starts. The Red Sox have, so I'm gonna roll with them to end the Padres mini run. They have a little 4-game winning streak. They've been hot though, so I wouldn't be surprised if they get it done. But sometimes I just love fading or going against the line move. So a lot of times in baseball you see these line moves where you're like, okay. Next thing you know, at the end of the night, it's a dead loser. You know what I'm saying? So, I'll go with that. Tampa Bay, I'm on Tampa Bay. I don't usually back Aaron Savali in his starts, but in this case it's warranted. The Nationals, they're on the slide right now, a little 4-game slide, and I expect that slide to continue. Jake Irvin, he is he has been a serviceable pitcher this year, but sometimes you just gotta roll with the streaky team, and the streaking team right now, are the Tampa Bay Rays. That's the long and the short of it there. And I'm gonna take a shot with the Giants. This price is going down a little bit. What I'll do with this one is I'll take them money line and on the run line, because I do think it's gonna be a 1-run game regardless. Eric Miller, not much. He's a bullpen guy, so he's not gonna go deep in this one. So it's gonna be one of those opener games in this one. The thing about the Dodgers is that they've been winning, but they're not exploding, as far as runs go, and they're relying on their top guys to get it done. So in this spot on the road against a rival like the Giants, I'll back them for the plus money. Take a shot.
Fair enough. To be honest, I agree with all 3 of them plays. That's the way I'm going too. I'm taking the Red Sox, #dirty water. I know the Padres have been playing well, but I think this is going to be a competitive series between 2 teams in 2 similar spots. Like, they got to go all in. They're going to click in.
Outside.
So don't answer it. It's too early in the.
You know what I mean? So they're going to have to these are 2 similar teams, kind of around 500, trying to be and get to the postseason. I think it's going to be a competitive series. I know the Padres got them last night, but the Red Sox, I've liked this month that they've had in the entire scope of things. So I wouldn't be surprised if they got their shit together today at home, especially behind Tanner Houck, who has been, probably one of their best pitchers, if not their best pitcher this season. I'm also on the Rays, man. Ruffalo loves Savale. But I don't love him, but I'm going to back him. Look, I know that you see that 5.2 ERA and it kind of makes you a little nervous. I get it. But I think Jovan kind of hit the nail on the head, man. These are two teams kind of going in opposite directions right now. The Nationals, hell of a start to the season. Hell of a start. Nobody thought that they would be around 500 at this current time of the year. Nobody saw that. But I think now they're going to start to return to what we kind of thought they were. You know what I mean? They're going to be competitive for the remainder of the season, but they're not going to make the postseason. The Rays, a team who we expected to be right there in the thick of things, they're going to start to ascend and be who we thought they were. We know what's up with the Rays at home in the Trop. Give me Tampa, playing really good baseball right now. I think this is another spot where they stack a home dub. Just look at the Rays' home numbers over the last couple seasons, and you'll see why I feel how I feel. And last but not least, Glasnow, bro, he's 8-5 this season. That's his record with the mighty Dodgers. He's beatable. And at these prices, you got to take a shot, especially with a 50-50 team like the Giants, who always play the Dodgers super tough, super competitive. It's not a premium for me or nothing like that, but I'll probably throw in a couple of dollars on the Giants because they can win this baseball game today. Ruffalo, what do you think?
Yeah, I was taking a shot on the Padres just because of the price. I really don't have a strong feel for that game. I think it's my least favorite time slot of the entire card. So it was just a lean for me with the Padres. I think the price should be probably closer to a coin flip. But Tanner Houck is pitching really well. But I think the Padres pulled out late. I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Rays with you guys. Lean towards the under there as well. Well, you're muted, so I can't even hear you say it. But
You love Savale. Go ahead and say it.
I love Savale as much as a hole in the head, but he's pitched better at home. And the problem with the Nationals is that the Nationals offense is back to looking like the Nationals that we've seen struggle through the last couple seasons. And the Rays are just picking it up right now. They're picking up some momentum, and I think they get it done here. And it is a public play as well, but I'm going to go Dodgers run line. I know the values with the Giants, but there's just I just can't get there with the Giants in this spot. I think Tyler Glasnow is a solid outing. Yeah, like I said, this is probably my least favorite time slot on the entire card.
Tony T.
Yeah, I like the Padres here. They've been hitting right-handers very well. Actually hitting on the road very well. 275 on the road. Their past 7 have been hot. Looking here at Boston, you backed them as a favorite here the last 2 seasons, -110 or higher. They've lost you nearly 17 units. The Padres, they play their best against the winning teams, 25-18. I'll look at the Padres with plus money there in that spot. The Nationals in Tampa Bay. I'll look at Tampa Bay here. Tampa Bay has been beaten up in the National League this year. With a 16-8 now after yesterday. Washington has struggled hitting the American League, just 225, a losing record against the league. We'll go ahead and take Tampa in that spot. Dodgers and the Giants. The Dodgers have played 23 day games. Their offense has just been absolutely miserable in those games, averaging 3.9 runs a game. Remember, we know Betts is not in lineup. Muncie's not in lineup as well. So 2 of their hitters out in lineup. We know their bottom 9 in the order is weak. So we'll look here at the Giants at the plus price in that one.
Big Al McMorty.
Well, I mean, the Red Sox, they've won each of Houck's last 7 starts. He has a 0.75 ERA in the daytime. And Michael King 0-4 in his 8 daytime starts this season with an ERA of 4.77. So I'll take the home team, the Red Sox. Looking at the Nationals game, before Tampa Bay won against Paul Skeens last week, the Rays had lost 8 straight games started by Savale. Meanwhile, Jake Irvin, 10 road starts this season. His ERA in those 10 games is 2.44 with a 0.88 whip. I like Irvin as an underdog, and I'm going to lay the big number with Glass now. In his career, his teams have gone 24-2 when priced from -175 to -250. I like the Dodgers to bounce back from their 5-3 loss last night.
Big Al, but I don't know. What's Glass now in his career? Minus 200 plus. He getting 500. I feel like I ain't gonna lie.
Well, I'm just from the 75-cent range from 175 to 250. He's 24-2. And if you go above 250, it tends. He's just lost some games is 300, but in that 75-cent range, 24-2.
Fair. Good look. Good way to pick the subset. Last slot, fellas. Last slot on the day. We got. I can't even call them the 50-50 Rangers no more, bro. I couldn't even put the hat on this morning, bro. I couldn't even. They don't deserve it. You cannot follow up the World Series win and then not even be competitive, bro. We got the pathetic, disappointing, tragic of a team, the Texas Rangers, man. 8 games below 500. It's sad. 8 games below 500. I'm probably finna get swept for the back-to-back series. Man, they end up there in Baltimore facing the O's. O's minus 160. We got the Tigers and the Angels, and we got the Mariners and the Twins. Giovanni, sure slot, my man. What you thinking here?
I foresee a lot of runs in that Rangers Orioles game. The wind's blowing out. Everything's in place. The bullpens aren't playing, too tough. So even if you have Michael Lorenzen and or K. Povich, pitch well, I think the back end we see a lot of runs. So I like the over in this one, even at 9.5. So that's that on that. And I'm on the Twins. I'm not a Pablo Lopez guy, but he was absolutely dealing his last start. And you're going up against a light hitting ball club in Seattle, so I expect him to have another, at least quality start. So Bryce Miller on the other end, he'll give it up. So he'll give it up, and this bullpen of the Mariners, they have the potential to give it up. So the Twins have been swinging a hard bat, so I'm on the Twins.
I'm on that over with you in the Rangers O's. That's really the only way I can attack it. I don't want to lay that stop price with Baltimore. And I just don't trust my Rangers right now. I don't even recognize some of these guys that's out there, man. Last year, you would have thought a lot of these guys were heroes. This year, a lot of swing and misses. It's kind of disgusting. We're not hitting for that same power and contact that we were just a year ago. Yeah, we've been banged up, but that excuse is kind of getting old, man, as the season progresses. I wouldn't be surprised, though, if Lorenzen got hit quite a bit. The O's have been hitting quite well recently. And Povich, I wouldn't be surprised if my Rangers did chip in a few runs. You know what I mean? So, give me an over there. I think the total at 9.5 pretty much tells you everything you need to know. Mariners, Twins. Give me the home dog, man, in the Mariners. Two teams, in all honesty, I know they have solid records, but do anybody trust these two teams? No. Would anybody be surprised if they both were like wild card first round bounces? No. That's what I think these two teams are. But I think the Mariners at home at the plus money price is the way to go. Pablo Lopez did look solid in his last outing, but how many times have we seen him stack back-to-back outings? It don't happen. I think he's more inclined with that 5.1 ERA that he has than to come back and throw another gem. I don't like that the Twins are on the road and it's an extended road trip. I think they're kind of ready to get back to Minnesota. Mariners at home after a road trip. Give me the Mariners at home tonight. Tigers, A's. Reese Olson, Griffin Canning. Don't overcomplicate this one. Take the over. I know these two guys have had some solid starts when you kind of go through it recently, but over. Ruffalo.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Angels in that one. Just not for me, not about to lay minus 130 with the Tigers on the road when in their last 5 games are hitting 131 against righties. Griffin Canning is not my favorite starter by any stretch of the imagination, but he can have a decent enough outing. And the thing is, Reese Olson, you don't just fluke into a 3-12 team record in your starts. I mean, even when he had a 0.64 ERA in the month of May, the Tigers still found a way to go 1-4 in those 5 starts as a team. So I think the Angels worth a shot here at plus money at home. I'm going to go with the Orioles. I'm sorry, Jay.
You love the O's, Ruffalo.
I do, but I also love fading the Rangers on the road right now. 8 straight on the road. When they get back home, I'll probably be able to back them in some spots, but this is just a bad spot for him. Michael Lorenzen, I think, is pitching a little bit above his pay grade. And the Orioles still one of the best teams in baseball against righties. The Rangers have picked it up against lefties, but I think Povich does enough to help the Orioles get a win here. So
He's coming after both of our teams, Jay.
I know.
It's not right.
Well, look, my team sucks, so I got to at least shift it elsewhere.
Yeah, your team sucks too, so it's okay.
Yes. And I lean towards the Twins there. The Twins didn't show up offensively on Friday, but they've been the much better team against righties in the last 2 weeks. So I'll lean towards the Twins in that one.
Tony T.
Yeah, I'm going to go run line with the Orioles, get a nice plus 132 return. Looking at this Rangers bullpen, ERA 6.5. The Rangers have struggled hitting left-handed starters this year, just 216, 8-18 to the run line against lefty starters. Look at the Royals there in that spot. Orioles in that spot taking the run line at the plus price. I'll look at the Tigers. I see a lot of Angel games, and I'm not a big fan of it. They have their struggles hitting the baseball as well. And really bad home team, bad home mark, 17-25. I'll look at the Detroit there in that spot. And, of course, Mariners and Twins. It's again, under. It's the Mariners at home. I see a lot of Mariners games over the years, and it hasn't changed. They've gone under now in 27 to 39 home games. Their bullpen's great. Their hitting sucks. Go under in that one.
Big Guy McMorty.
Yeah, I mean, Seattle's under record almost matches their home record. They're 27-12 under. They're 28-12 straight up at home. You know, it's hard to take the road team. It's hard to take the overs in game battle. Bryce Miller, it's Jekyll and Hyde, home and away. His ERA at home is 1.82. On the road, it's 6.27. You know, the Mariners did it again yesterday, winning in extra innings. I don't see any reason to go against them, especially at this price when they're a dog. Last year, you know, Jay, your Rangers swept the Orioles out of the playoffs. I just think Baltimore is going to return the favor this weekend in this 4-game series. They've already won the first 2. Today will be the 3rd in a row. The Rangers have lost 9 of Lorenzen's last 11 starts. Texas is a soft 11-15, minus 8.9 net games versus Southpaw starters. I'll take Baltimore. And as far as Detroit, Anaheim, I mean, Reese Olson, I watched him pitch, you know, a couple starts ago. He did real well versus the Atlanta Braves. Detroit lost that ball game 2-1 late, but he pitched great. He's had 2 really nice outings his last 2 versus the Braves and the White Sox. That followed 3 horrible outings to start the month of June, but he's bouncing back now. I think he's going to continue. You know, he's given up just 2 earned runs over those 12 1/3 innings over his last 2 starts. The Tigers have done well in this price range on the road, 22-9 plus 10.8 net games as a road favorite priced at minus 150 or less. And, you know, Griffin Canning's no bargain, 3-14 his last 17 decisions. His ERA, you know, not too inspiring this season, 4.72. No reason to take him. So I look for Reese Olson to continue his good pitching, and I'll take Detroit.
And David, close us out.
Yeah, that Detroit, I cannot believe how bad offensively they are. And if you listened, and I know probably none of you guys did, but their GM in the offseason, when they were talking about what kind of moves to make, or he was talking about how you didn't want to block the young guys, and we got a lot of talent in the minors, and we don't want to go out and make some free agent signings when like Matt Chapman was available and some of these other guys. And you look at where they're at now. Torkelson sent down, Parker Meadows sent down. They've scored 2 runs or fewer in 10 of their last 12 games. They've been horrible offensively. Reese Olson, Chris kind of touched on it, has really been great outside of 3 starts this year. Started the season really well, like one of the best pitchers in the AL in the first 5 weeks of the season. But he just kept getting losses because they couldn't score. I do like them just because of the pitching matchup, but the offense is just brutal. And it just pains me because we had chances to add some pieces in the offseason. Not that, we'd be great, but offensively we're so bad. But with all that being said, I do like Reese Olson way better than Griffin Canning. And I'll take the Tigers there. But Rangers, Orioles, I'm going to back Jays Rangers here. Lorenzen is my boy. I love Lorenzen. I know he gets a lot of hate, but he's controlled his walks over his last 5 starts. 2 walks or fewer in his last 5. He's allowed 2 earned or fewer, and I think 6 of his last 7 or 7 of his last 8. He's pitching pretty well. I know he's going up against a tough Baltimore team, but when you have a pitcher going well at this price range plus 135, I think it's worth a shot. And then in the Twins, Mariners, I'm going to go with the Mariners at home just for what Al was saying. Miller's ERA at home has been great. Seattle at home is great. No reason to go against that. So give me the M's at home.
All righty, fellas. All righty. Refloat. What you selling today, my man?
Got my $19 MLB pickoff play. I also got that as part of my Saturday Slam MLB 3-pack, and I got a WNBA play on the board as well.
Scoop it up. Chris Refloat over at Big Dogs Premium. Tony T. What you selling, my man?
I got my best bet $19 premium up on the board right now from baseball, as well as a 3-pack from Major League Baseball. 4 on the board today on the premium side. So get on board with those long-term passes. Remember the promo code PICKET. Checkout stage at 15%.
There you go. Big Al McMorty. Selling today, man.
50 and 25, my last 75, and I've got 2 plays in Canadian football, 1 side, 1 total. I've got 1 play in the WNBA and 1 play in Major League Baseball, so 4 plays in all. Best value, of course, is join for a week or a month or 12 months, and also team me up with one of our other champion handicappers here on this podcast under the 2-for-1 or 3-for-1 handicapper special.
There you go. Hop on with Big Al over at Pick Dogs Premium. I don't know why mine popped up, but hey, I got my $19 WNBA play of the day for sale, and I have one in Major League Baseball. Probably have a 3-pack up for y'all here in just a second with another Major League Baseball. So make sure y'all scoop all that up over at Pick Dogs Premium. David, what you selling today, my man?
Yeah, just baseball for me today. I have a handful of plays. Stayed away from the WNBA, but I do have a 5-pack in the MLB. I also have those games split up in a couple of different packages. But like Tony and Big Al said, the values on the long-term plays. I know we're in the dog days of summer here, but we're under 2 months to, or under 60 days to week 0 of college football. So we're getting there.
Yes, we are on the horizon. Javon, what you selling today, my man?
Yeah, I got a 3-pack in MLB, Major League Baseball. Also have my Laser Show play, which is always my top MLB play. So check it out. I might also add in the WNBA play. But I'll look at that right after the show and determine that in 5 minutes after the show.
Go. Speaking of WNBA, it's 2 games on the card. You guys got any thoughts on it? I will definitely take them. Aces and the Mystics. Aces laying 13.5, and the Wings in the Storm. Storm laying 11.5. Look, for me here, small lean on the Mystics is what I'll say. I'm small lean on the Mystics plus the points. I think that while the Aces have been hot, you can argue the Mystics are in their best stretch of the season as well. And at home at the crib, I know the Aces have won a couple games here recently by double digits, but none really by this margin. I think the Mystics do enough to keep it fairly close. I want the points in my pocket. And also in that game, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a lower scoring game. So give me an under. Ruffalo, any thoughts?
Yeah, I'm with you on the Mystics. The reason that the Sky couldn't get the job done against the Aces was because the one area where you can attack the Aces is from behind the arc, and the Sky are the worst 3-point shooting team in the WNBA. But over their last 6 games, the Mystics 5-1 against the spread, and they're shooting almost 41% from 3. So I think they can do enough to at least maybe sneak in the back door. I mean, the Aces have been disappointing for much of the year, so I think if they win, it's whatever. But I don't think they cover here.
Tony T, any WNBA thoughts?
Yeah, the one I like there with you guys on the Mystics, they've covered 7 of their past 8. And it's really they've been shooting the basketball very well against the Sun. It was a tough loss there, 3-point loss. They shot 51%. We've seen a lot of overs on their side as well. I think if they're playing at a faster pace, it's probably why they've been more competitive, more successful. I think that again, the way the Mystics are shooting the basketball right now, I'd rather take the points here in that spot. And that's the one I like of the 2.
Any thoughts for you, Big Al?
Well, I had a huge play on Dallas the other day when they were a 9-point underdog on an 11-game losing streak, and they upset Minnesota 94-88. When teams in the WNBA pull off huge upset wins like that as a 9-point or greater dog, they do much better their next game when they're at home, but they don't continue that momentum on the road. Today they're on the road, so I'll fade Dallas here. The other game I'm selling over at Pick Dog, so I'll keep that private and with my clients.
There you go. David Racing, any thoughts?
Yeah, just the same as you guys on the Mystics. I do think Tony needs a removable S that he can put up on that fade the ace sign, so we can also fade the aces. But yeah, I won't go into it. You guys touched on it all. I'll take the Mystics.
And Jovan, any thoughts here?
Yeah, the over in the Aces Mystics game. It's a high total, don't get me wrong, but both of these teams, especially the way that the Aces play ball, I expect an up and down game. At least one of these teams make it to 90, threaten 100 points, and this is I can see why the number is the way it is and why it's been bet up to this number. So I'm on over.
All righty. Well, that's going to conclude today's show, fellas. We appreciate each and every one of y'all for joining us today. Any final words from anybody else? Yeah, I thought I was going to forget. Parlay time, man. Parlay time, man. Yeah, they be getting mad. I forgot. I did forget like 2 weekends ago. And they killed me. They murdered me. But we won't forget the parlays. Of course, we got y'all, man. Ruffalo, lead us off as you usually do.
All right, let's go with the Brewers. Let's go with the under in the first 5 between Cleveland and Kansas City, and the over in Arizona, Oakland.
Tony T.
All right, I'll go 4-teamer here. Giants, Mariners, Twins under, Pirates, Atlanta under, and the Mystics.
Big Al McMorning.
You can take the Cubbies with Justin Steele, the Baltimore Orioles against your Rangers, and I'm going to go with the what's the other game I like here? Detroit with Reese Olson.
David Racing.
I'm going to do Phillies -1.5 Nationals money line, Mariners money line.
And Jovan.
I'm gonna give out two. I'm a two-teamer, Miami money line, San Fran money line be a good payout. Then I'm gonna roll with the Red Sox, Rays, and Braves. Braves will just be a money line play because it's a parlay piece. If you want to take a shot at it being 1.5, then go ahead and do that. Also check out my video short, just on the strength that hit the last 3. So looking for another hitter.
There you go.
All right.
For me, my parlay today, I'm going to go with the Grimace Mets against the Astros. I'm going to go hashtag dirty water with the Red Sox. And I'm going to go with the Tampa Bay Rays at home at the Trop. 3-teamer. Boys can get it done. Make sure you guys scoop you up, copy some merch. I got the Nike jacket on today. Y'all see me wear it all the time. Tony T got his on. I see David got his on. Juan got his on. We don't just be. I don't think. I actually like mine, so you know what I mean. I wear it all the time. So
I like mine. I just sweat really easily.
I do sweat sometimes too. I got all these lights right here.
It's like 64 in my house, and I still sweat. So
Fair enough. Anything else for anybody else?
I guess meat sweat, dry sweat, not a good combo.
Oh yeah, meat sweats is like it's a permanent condition. It never goes away.
Anything else?
You can put me in a deep freezer and I'll still sweat. So
anything else, fellas? If not, money making Saturday. Scoop up the premiums. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same program, to continue to cook up all this action, man. Money making Saturday. Hopefully, you guys put some money in y'all's pockets. Get out of here. Peace.